role of violence is used in literature to improve people's situations in life, which leads to gaining respect and creating heroic characters. But this happens also during movies, both modern and older ones. For example, we can find lots of analogies with the famous film Scarface from 1983, whose protagonist is the powerful drug lord Tony Montana, inspired by the real-life boss Al Capone, and the classic tragedy of Hamlet, written by William Shakespeare around 1599. So, in the case of Hamlet, violence is mainly used for revenge. In fact, commanded by his father's ghost in the first act of the play to revenge his foul and most unnatural murder by his brother Claudius, who has robbed him of his wife and throne, Hamlet swears that, with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love, he will sweep to his revenge. While in Scarface, we can see a lot of murders and other violent actions with the aim of gaining power, money and success. But there's one scene when Tony murders Frank Lopez, a man who he trusted at first, but who later finds out that he was not loyal and wanted to take advantage of him. And that's a clear example of violence out of revenge.
Madness develops quickly in the two stories. Insanity is at the base of Hamlet and Tony's behaviors, and even if in both cases it comes out later in the story time, we can guess its important role from the beginning. In the Act 1 of Hamlet, in fact, we can immediately imagine the tense atmosphere surrounding the characters after the king's death and the creepy apparitions of his ghost. One of the first scenes of Scarface, on the other hand, shows a chaotic situation in the prison where Tony and Manny are locked up, which makes people feel confused in some way. In both cases, the spectators can feel that something odd is going to happen, so they expect to find madness in both the film and the play. But what does Tony's madness have in common with Hamlet's one? Both are the result of the inability to control emotions. Hamlet starts to go insane after killing Polonius, Ophelia's father. He wanted to kill Claudius because he betrayed his family, but he confused the two men and murdered the wrong person. Tony, on the other hand, went crazy after killing Manny, his best friend, because he thought he was messing around with his sister, but he didn't know that, in reality, they wanted to get married. Those murders drove Ophelia and Gina to madness, and consequently, both Tony and Hamlet are driven to insanity. Every character goes crazy because none of them can handle feelings of sadness, delusion, and sometimes even fear, as well as the desire of gaining power no matter how. And that's basically the driving force for every action in the two stories.
Cocaine is the bread and butter of the Montana cartel in the movie. Tony and his wife Elvira are frequent users of the drug, and Tony's excessive usage of the harmful stimulant will lead to his downfall in the movie. He killed his best friend Manny, with whom he had served jail time in Cuba, served in the Cuban army, and came to America and made a name for himself in the bustling 1980s South Florida drug trade. Cocaine destroyed Tony and Elvira's already toxic marriage. Cocaine was also responsible for Tony's paranoia and other violent acts throughout the movie. As we all know, drugs alter a person's awareness of the surroundings as well as their own thoughts and feelings, but most importantly, they can lead to hallucinations. Basically means that a person sees and feels some things that are made up in their head and aren't actually real. We can see an example of this kind of situation when Hamlet sees his dead father's ghost, and the two have also multiple conversations. Of course, Shakespeare didn't mean that the character was hallucinating, but this phenomenon can also occur when a person is driven by really strong feelings and emotions that can lead them into becoming crazy.
Revenge is one of the strongest wishes both in Hamlet and in many characters of Scarface, such as Tony, Gina, and Frank Lopez. Similar to the desire of killing Claudius to revenge the king's murder, in Scarface we can see many characters, even the secondary ones, willing to kill others because of previous murders. But revenge is not only physical, mainly it is emotional. When Hamlet decides to revenge his father, he wants to revenge also his rights of son and crown prince. He wants to revenge honor and loyalty, deeply damaged by his own uncle, and most of all, he wants to revenge justice, which is at the base of the aristocratic code. But revenge at the end results in many innocents to lose their lives, making the concept of justice a lot more controversial. And that's exactly what happens in Scarface. Tony wants to revenge, first of all, his life, which has been constricted and deviated in Colombia because of communism. He wants to revenge and claim the freedom he lost there, his ability to take decisions, his ideas, and his identity. The iconic quote, "The world is yours," is the perfect representation for this. But revenge isn't always easy. We can see Tony and Hamlet having deep thoughts about what they are doing and what they are about to do. Hesitation and indecisiveness are much stronger in Hamlet. He never believes it is the right time to kill Claudius, and this makes all the play an impossible revenge tragedy. In a similar manner, Tony refuses to kill the politician when he saw his family get in the car with him, showing that he also has uncertainties and second thoughts, because at the end that's what makes us humans.